Hello ladies and gentlemen, well, I lied, I'm coming back for one more video. Yeah, this evening's model runs have definitely brought significant changes to the forecast all around. So, the first thing I want to say is that they have all weakened the storm and brought it further south. So that's what's been going on. Before we look at the surface map, I want to go to the 500 millibar. Okay, so this is the American model, the GFS. All of the models are showing the same thing, so I'm just going to show the GFS. I got to go to bed soon, so I'm not going to make this too long. Here's your upper low, and this upper low is going to track to the south and east. And as the low tracks to the south and east, you're still going to have a Norlun Trough setting up. You're still going to have a Norlun Trough setting up right across northern New Jersey, northeastern Pennsylvania, and then back into central New York State as well. As this upper low digs on to the south and east, you're going to have this band of snow setting up during the day on Saturday. So that's where I think the heaviest accumulations are actually going to be. Because what happens next is that this upper low, as it goes to the south and east, it weakens. So what these are right here, these solid black lines, they're height contours. In essence, they're the thickness of the atmosphere. Essentially, that's what they are. That's the easiest way to think of them. So 570, 564, 558, 552, as you go lower in height, that means the upper low is strengthening. So you see 546 here. Well, also the wider this 546 contour is, the stronger it is, because that means you're getting close to the 542 contour. Remember, the lower the height, the stronger the upper level low. Now let's go back. Okay, not much difference yet. You still have your 546 contour right in here. But then when it goes to the south and east, this is where you start to have a difference. All right, so let's go forward. Still not much of a difference there, but now by Sunday morning, see, look, your 546 contour is a lot wider, and actually the upper low itself is further north. You see that? Also, so looking at the previous run, the new run of the model, look at that. This 546 contours all the way back to the south and west, and the low itself is back further to the south and west, so it's weaker. And that's going to be the trend. That's as it moves forward into this time frame. Now, the other thing I want to focus on really quick. Now, this is as this piece of energy in here, right out ahead of the upper low, that's going to be where you start getting your band of snow to set up to the east of this. That's where the Norlun Trough is going to set up, to the east of that wind. So that's one thing to keep in mind. That hasn't changed. But as we go towards the evening here, let's go to the old run for a second. You see this piece of energy right in here, kind of pointing at New York City and Long Island and southern Connecticut. See, that was where I thought New York City and Long Island were going to get a shot at some of the heavier snow. But if you look at the new model run, pay attention. Hold on a second. I gotta get rid of this first. Okay, pay attention. See, where'd it go? It's no longer there. It's actually dissociated into two separate pieces. So in the new run, that little piece of energy that probably would have prompted some snow growth across Long Island, New York City, and southern Connecticut's gone. Okay, and there's one more feature that I want to focus on here. Okay, so we talked about the upper low in general weakening. Now, overnight, you still have this piece of energy here, this wind energy that's being funneled north into southern New England here. So this is telling me that you still have a shot across southeastern Massachusetts, most of Rhode Island, southern and eastern Connecticut, and eastern Long Island. I think you have a shot in here for some heavier snow still, because this piece of energy is still ramming wind into this area. Okay, and let's see. However, on the old run, look at how well defined it is. And it's further north as well. So, goodness, this thing is annoying sometimes. I never mean to zoom, and I always do. This thing is a little more well defined in the older run of the American model, and it's further north. It's a little more potent, and it's more northwesterly rather than just northerly. So that's why the GFS originally had the heavier snow all the way up towards Boston and southern New Hampshire. It was stronger there. But in the new run, that is not the case. So remember, pay attention to this piece of energy. And in the new run, there it is. It's further south and east. It's not as strong. It's not as well consolidated. But it's still here, so I think you still have a shot to get a couple of inches, maybe a little more, across eastern Long Island, southeastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, including Providence, and especially on the Cape. I might take it up to Boston, but I'm not going to take it further north than that. Okay, so let's keep going, moving forward. So here is Sunday afternoon. This is the new run. Your upper level low is somewhere over here. But look at how all of this energy is spread out. It's just not consolidated. And that 546 contour is gone. So that means the upper low is actually weakening. It's not strengthening. It's weakening. Your 546 contour is gone. As I said, you want lower heights. All you see is a 552 contour. But in the old run, take a look at this. Here's your 546 contour. It's all the way around. It's stretched out all this much. So the upper low is much stronger in the old runs, and I'm sorry for zooming in again. And you also have all this energy pointing along the coast of Maine here. So this could give you some snow along the coast of Maine. Again, this is in the old run. In the new run, well, not really there. See, it's like to the south and east. It's not really there. So I'll just quickly go over the surface map. I think we've analyzed the 500 millibar enough. So during the day, and the other reason I'm concerned about Long Island and New York City, the models have trended now towards a longer period of rain. Meaning I thought originally the air column was going to be cold enough that we would change over to snow along the coast, Long Island and central New Jersey and New York City. I thought we would change over to snow earlier, but now all the models are saying it's going to be later on at night. So now that there's a shorter period of snow and it's not going to be snowing as heavy, that's another reason I'm taking down snow totals so much. And you'll see in a second. But check this out here. You still have this band of snow. This is because of the Norlun Trough setting up. This is tomorrow evening. This northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and central and even into western New York State. This is going to be an area where you're going to get a couple of inches of snow, possibly more, because of this Norlun Trough. Okay, so then our surface low moves to the east. And this is where I talked about that piece of energy, and here is a little band of snow associated with it early Sunday morning. I really think this is going to be the best shot for central and eastern Long Island and Connecticut, eastern Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, and southeastern Massachusetts. If you remember previously, on the old model run, this band was heavier and it came further north and west. It was more like this, covering all of New York City as well. But this low is further to the south and east and it is weaker, so that is not the case now. Now you still have a fresh injection of cold air coming in because you have high pressure up here. Air flows clockwise around high pressure, so you do have a fresh injection of cold air. So just keep that in mind as well, that could help. But I'm seeing lots of dry air across the column here, and it's just it's not looking that good. Then we go further to the north and east now. This is Sunday evening. Now your low does start to come north and east, so I still think you have a shot along the coast of Maine to get it coating to an inch or two, but no more than that. Okay, and that would be Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. Okay. So, let's do this. Gotta get my snowfall map up. Oh, I know what's going on. There we go. Okay, so here's the new snowfall map. Yes, I know, it's radically different from what I had before. I originally had a 4 to 8 going all the way back towards New York City and everything, but no, that doesn't look like it's going to happen anymore. So here's what we're going to do. A general coating to 2 inches for the most part. Central Pennsylvania State College, down towards York, Pennsylvania, northern Delaware, northern Maryland, the mountains of West Virginia. We're going to go coating to 2 inches. Higher elevations in the mountains could pick up 2 or 3 inches, but I don't think it'll be any more than that. Most of western New York State, back towards Pittsburgh, we're going to go coating to 1 inch or 2. Now, this area shaded in blue, which says 2 to 4 inches, that's where the Norlun Trough is going to set up. I think this is north and west of New York City and Long Island. I seriously do. I think that we're still gonna be rain when the Norlun Trough sets up on New York City and Long Island, so I think you get screwed out of some snow there. But watch out across northeastern New Jersey, western New York, Monticello, Binghamton. I would throw Peekskill in there, and then northeastern Pennsylvania here. Just watch out there. There's going to be 2 to 4 inches of snow, I think, and depending on how heavy the band gets, the Norlun Trough, is notorious for heavier snow. Maybe a location or two picks up 6 inches, but I don't think it'll be any more than that. Outside of that, coating to 2 inches for New York City and western and central Long Island. Most of Connecticut, we're going to go coating to 2 inches, but remember that we have this piece of, this low, which is out here to the south and east, and it's still going, and we have that piece of energy I was talking about that'll be right off the coast. So that wind energy will be coming back in towards southern New England and back towards eastern Long Island. So I think you could still pick up 2, 3, maybe 4 inches in here. I could see this 2 to 4 coming back a little bit towards, I would take it up to Boston if that piece of energy does manifest. I would take the 2 to 4 line back to Boston. But I'm not really confident in that happening. I also think that there is the potential right out on the Cape here for up to 6 inches. But again, not too confident in that, so I'm going to leave it 2 to 4, but don't be surprised if you see 6 inches out on the Cape. And then up along the coast of Maine, we have a coating to 2 inches up there. We're gonna stick with a coating to 2 inches in Boston for now, but don't be surprised if that 2 to 4 line does come back further to the north and west, like such. Okay? So that pretty much sums it up. Just, again, watch for this 2 to 4 line to come back a little bit, but other than that, this is the forecast. Thank you for watching. This will be my last video.